And I think at times God decides to move in a man's life in a crazy way.
Yeah.
In a weird way, in a way that seems unconventional, on a path that is not straight, on a road that seems to go out of the way as far as possible, and then leads you down some. And maybe some of you are in the middle of that journey, and I think he's doing that not to discipline you, not because he's mad at you, not because you've done something wrong, because he wants you to never forget that he is the one who gets the victory, he is the one who gets the credit, and he is the one that wants to work in your life. He's just trying to see if you're going to be patient enough in the middle of the waiting to actually see it and ultimately get to experience it.
Welcome to the Step Up Podcast, where our goal is to help you step up in every area of your life. I'm your host, Josh Thomas, and I am joined by my pastor, Chris Kouba.
All right. You look good, man.
Thank you. You look good.
Yeah,
you look like you
fasting helps. Fasting helps in a lot of ways.
This is very true.
We're recording this right after the fast. It was good, though. It was good overall.
There were a few people that were deeply
I lost a little bit of weight. It's okay, though. It's okay.
Man.
It's okay. I did get asked this question a lot. This is kind of the after the spiritual question. Like, hey, so what'd you eat? What'd you eat to break the fast?
And you kind of ease back into it.
Yeah.
Right?
Whenever I went a little bit longer, and I knew I needed to make sure that I allowed the body to adjust. I've done that wrongly in the past, and I paid for it.
Okay, so you do the carnivore diet.
I do.
It's a little crazy to me, but that's a whole nother conversation for a whole other day.
Yeah.
Did you break the carnivore diet with this? You did.
Soups, broths, that kind of stuff. Something soft. Tried to kind of warm myself up into it.
But I would imagine you're moving back into the carnivore soon.
Done. It's in, baby.
So
I'm eating the meat.
So brisket type stuff?
I'm looking at smoking one maybe even this weekend.
Okay, so what's interesting about smoking a brisket, I did this once in college and I hated it because it just felt like it took forever.
Oh, it does. But I mean, that's part of it. I got into it during COVID, I think, for the main. I love eating barbecue.
Yeah.
I love going to places that have done it and the science of it. But COVID, we're all hanging around, we're doing stuff, and then a bunch of guys on staff even kind of got into it. We started. I have a big green egg.
Yeah.
And you start to kind of realize that, I can start this the night before. Yeah. I'm around more.
It's a whole process.
You have to kind of be around. It's like you got to be near it. It's not like you got to babysit it that much. I have all the extra tools and the fans and the flame boss and all the blah 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 stuff. But it's a process,
isn't it? Is it like the stall?
The stall
is it where you just
It's weird. I now track what I've done in the past, like the different briskets and stuff I've done, and the stall hits every time, and I still have this moment of dude, am I doing something wrong? It's stuck. It's supposed to get up to 195.
Yeah.
Or it's supposed to get up to 203, and it's at 190 whatever for 6 hours. And it's did I do something wrong? And what you want to do, you're tempted every single time to just crank that baby up,
turn it up just
and
a
just
little bit.
make sure. Yeah. I've even at one time thought, man, I need to pull it off, put it in the oven.
That's what one of the guys was thinking about doing back in college. But what were you saying?
Yeah, but I mean, what you end up doing is you're drying it out. The key to good brisket, and I am by no means a expert on this. There are guys that do this a lot more often and a lot better than me. I call those guys, and they're like, man, trust the process. Don't force it. Don't push through.
Yeah.
You just gotta wait, because you want that tender, juicy, you cut it and it's just breaking in half on your finger type stuff. And if you crank that baby up, you're going to end up drying it out. And I've eaten plenty of dried out briskets because I just wasn't patient with the process.
Have you had any brisket yet?
Not yet.
Not
no.
yet.
I'm actually speaking at an event this Friday, and they're serving brisket.
Sweet. Okay.
And I'm very much looking forward to it.
Imagine you are. But I would imagine that the idea of trusting the process, it probably spans beyond just brisket, right?
That's a little Texas theology.
I'm trying.
That's good stuff, bro. Yes. Bro, I think this whole, if I had to guess, this idea of waiting is something that I know I've experienced. I'm guessing it's something that you've experienced.
Oh, yeah.
It's something that I know a lot of men. I talked to a guy literally yesterday who was in a season where had the job, it's going well, felt like things are going good, gets paid good, all the various things, but he's also like, man, I just kind of come home and I don't feel like this is what I'm supposed to do, but I don't know where I'm supposed to go. That was part of his journey on the fast, is just kind of this, he feels like he's in a season of kind of just waiting it out.
Yeah.
And having to kind of see what's going to happen. And it's a tough thing.
It can be. It can be the idea of waiting. And men, if you're listening, like, this is something that we all have to deal with. It's like that old nursery rhyme, like, you can't go around it.
Yeah.
You got to go through it.
Totally.
Can't go over it, under it. You have to go through it. And I think that tees up very well the conversation we're having today. Because we've been in Joshua.
Yeah, we've been kind of talking through that. It's just because that's been kind of a thing. I don't know. I've gravitated towards that when I think about leadership.
Yeah.
And the lessons that I think are found in the story of Joshua, the character of Joshua, resonates so well with men because he's this warrior leader leading people towards a destination. Which, like, I don't know, but that just resonates with me in every way.
Of course it does.
But on the other hand, he faces these challenges that I think kind of lead to life lessons that I've just found apply way more than you naturally can see. Joshua chapter 6 is kind of where I want to just talk a little bit about the story today. That's the famous story of Joshua walking around the walls of Jericho, you know? And it's totally one of those like nursery rhyme stories or growing up stories.
Man, we put on like the paper, construction paper. We marched around.
Okay, yeah, totally.
We were younger. I told you,
we've got a building in front of our church here that I would love to actually do a little Jericho walk itself. See if we can walk around it and somehow it fall. Like, I'd love to see if it happens.
There's gonna be a few hundred people walking around.
I can't get the people to sell it to me, so I'd love to just a 1960 walk around this thing. Then maybe it'll just fall by the end of the whole thing.
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
But I mean, it's an interesting story if you think about the kind of the backdrop. So Joshua, okay, he basically he's with the Israelites. They finally made it. Okay, they went through all this season of wandering. There've been a whole generation of people that had passed.
Yeah,
and now they're standing on the very edge of the promised land. There's just one thing that's in the way. Jericho. Right? And Jericho, which, by the way, we go see Jericho whenever I take groups to Israel, and going later this year. So I'd love, if you're interested, to come. Well, we may put that in the show notes, and we'd love for you to join us. Jericho, though, is a place that has walls. I've seen them. I saw a replica of them now. 12 feet thick and 30 to 40 feet high. And the city was crazy. It wasn't necessarily huge by itself, about 10 acres, which actually gave it a military advantage, having that big of walls that were all around it, so they could basically go up against anybody that might come against them. And if you remember, we talked about this a couple episodes ago, when you had Joshua and Caleb stuck out, because remember, they gave a good report when they went into the land.
Yes.
And the other 10 spies came back and were like, dude, those people are big. Yeah. Those people are strong. Yeah. They're going to take us out. And that was in the people's heads. So you got a big wall. You've then got this opposition in their minds that, like, man, we can't actually do this. And so what you see is that the reputation, Joshua, they're all standing on the edge of this promise, just waiting to actually go and to take it. And I've got to wonder if that kind of like season is not true in a lot of men's lives that are even listening to this right now. Yeah. Where basically you have something standing between you and where you think you want to be, like in your career. Like, okay, I'm here. I got either this person who's not going to retire, or I've got this other company that we can't seem to solve and figure out that seems to be kind of knocking us back down on the chart, or I've got this habit that I can't seem to break. And so therefore that's what's keeping me from being able to move forward. I've got this relationship that's like just kind of a hang up that I can't seem to kind of, I have throughout both my career and throughout my life have felt like I've hit what feels like immovable objects where I know where I am, I know where I want to be, and there's something in the middle. Yeah. There's something that's stuck. And I think we're, as men, wired to act. We want to fix it. We want to just kind of go and knock it down.
Yeah, and I would imagine it'd be pretty hard to knock down a 12-foot thick wall.
Sure.
So this is one of my favorite stories in the Bible. It's like Joshua fought the battle of Jericho.
Totally. We could all sing it, right?
Yeah, you know, and so it feels counterintuitive how God actually caused Joshua to work through this. Yeah. And I would imagine that that's going to be a lot of what we talk about today, Pastor Chris. And so I'd love for you to help us set this up as we kind of walk through what God commands Joshua to do, that I believe would be helpful for us to even walk through as we're in the process of waiting ourselves.
Joshua 6, verse 2, it says, "See, I have given Jericho into your hand." It's actually in the past tense. Yeah. So he's basically saying this like it's already done.
It's good.
So like before anything happens, the victory is already accomplished. All Joshua needs to do is to receive it. And if I'm Joshua, I'm thinking, okay, God, let's go. Like, what's the strategy? Covert operation, siege tactics, like battering rams, like 12 feet. Like let me know what kind of ninja stuff we're gonna put together here to
Navy
go make
SEAls this.
Totally. Like I'm all about any Navy SEAL movie I'm in. I love it. It's great and it's the best. Yeah. Braveheart, Gladiator, Jack Bauer, like whatever. What do we got going on? You know, like it's all of those things. And God says, here's what you're gonna do. Okay, you're gonna get some priests that have trumpets. You're gonna get the band. You're gonna march around the city once a day, and you're gonna do that for 6 days. And on the 7th day, you're going to march around 7 times. You're going to blow the horns, and everybody's going to yell.
So, I'm a music guy.
You are a music guy.
So, and you love to be, a little snarky when it comes to this kind of stuff. But I must agree with you here.
Okay, thank you.
I got to agree with you here. It does feel a little counterintuitive.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean, like, this doesn't look like it's going to work.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I love music. I get inspired by music. I'm lifting my hands up in music. 100%. But I ain't fighting the music. I mean, it's true. Like, I ain't going to battle. Yeah. It ain't like you're playing songs but to get prepped up before you go in a street fight. Like, it's just not going to happen, But that's exactly what he tells them to do. Walk in circles. And here's what's even wilder, okay? Don't make noise so that the band can play, all right? You can't even say anything. Yeah. There's so many things, all right? Here's the thing. God adds one more instruction. While you're marching, don't say a word. Complete silence.
Got to be tough.
For 6 days. Bro, I don't know about you. Like, day 2, I'm immediately under my breath being like, what the heck are we doing right now? Yeah. What is happening right here? Yeah. This is stupid. Yeah. This is dumb. I mean, I can feel my intensity of the stupidity of what we're doing while the flute player up there blowing on their trumpet, 100%. Doing whatever they're doing, their other thing, Yeah. And so.
You know what this reminds me of? And we've had this shared experience. It reminds me of like day 38 of 75 Hard.
Oh, yeah.
Like you're not really seeing like any results. Right. And there's so much left.
Just checking it off.
And you're just checking it off. And you're like, what am I doing?
Yes.
This is stupid.
Right.
This is the 7th time I've peed in the last hour.
You can do it, but it's also like, but why?
Yes, 100%. Yeah. And essentially, don't say words. So it's like, I just have to do this and not even complain about it. That sounds pretty.
But I'm always encouraging to you while we're doing it, right? Usually.
I mean, when you say encouraging, you're more
I'm
like
a motivator.
Yeah, like, did you do this? Like more fear. But I would imagine that like this had to be something that the people had to work through. And if God's telling them to be quiet, it's obvious because he's trying to do something in their heart more than what he's actually trying to do. Like by bringing the wall down.
Well, and in some sense, he already told him he was going to do it.
Right.
So it's really a matter of on day 2, on day 4, on day 6, do they believe that what he said was going to happen is actually going to happen?
Yeah, like is this more than just useless activity?
Right.
Which is what we feel in the waiting.
Question.
Like I just feel useless. Like this feels useless, hopeless.
Totally.
And I feel like, but God even wants to speak to that.
Totally.
Yeah.
We've got I had coffee with a couple 2 days ago, and they help lead a re-engaged ministry, and they're kind of walking through some they walk through marriages, and they were just talking through how it's like been a couple of years now since they led this, and how really when they came to our church they were in such a dire straits, and that he went to re-engage the very first time, and he didn't like wasn't this epiphany.
Yeah.
What he said he kind of realized was that like, man, I've just got to like change habits every day, even if she doesn't change. And she was kind of saying the same thing of like, I kind of had to just do what I needed to do. I'm convinced there's a lot of guys, let's just speak on marriages for a second, who right now are like, bro, I've been doing the thing.
Yeah.
I've been checking the box. I'm on day 38 and ain't nothing happening.
Yeah.
And I would just plead with you, if that is you today, if it's in your marriage, do day 39.
Yeah.
Like do day 40.
That's good.
You don't know when day 7's coming. Okay. You don't know if you're on day 2. You don't know if you're on day 5. You don't know if it's like around the corner. All you know is this. God said he's going to do something.
Yeah.
And what he's wanting you to do is to trust what he's saying enough to be able to continue to wait, to continue to invest, continue to do the things that you're supposed to do, because that's when you're going to be able to see ultimately the breakthrough. A lot of times when I've seen kind of breakthrough, it's not through just miraculous, radical, everything changes. It's instead this little thing of looking back and seeing, okay, well, wow, this sort of shifted and this sort of shifted and this sort of shifted. And all of a sudden, when we used to be over here, now all of a sudden we're closer to right here. And why? Was it because I did this and then unlocked everything? No, it's because you just moved it an inch at a time.
Yeah. I often think about, because this is one of those stories where it's like, man, you just got to walk for 6 days, and it's like, if you sped up, you just make more laps.
Sure.
But 6 days is still 6 days. And if you just stopped, then it's like, well, you never get to day 6, or you'll get to day 6, but you won't get the laps. And so I think what I've found, especially with walking with guys in the waiting, is that they do one or two things. They either try to like strong arm the whole thing, or they just give up.
Totally.
Right. And to both of those guys, it's hey, just keep going. Just keep marching. I think that's what I think that's what God is saying in the passage. I think that's what we're getting at here. PC, do you have any other words on that one?
I remember my first year of my marriage, we had a rocky start like anybody, mainly just because we're two selfish people getting together trying to figure out how to not be so selfish. And I had this vision of what marriage was going to look like, and specifically what ministry in marriage was going to look like, where basically I'd go to seminary classes and I would see these couples up there on stage talking. And I remember coming home to Hillary and being like, I figured out what our calling is going to be. We're going to do this marriage ministry. We're going to do this. And she's just crying. Last thing she ever wants to do is be up on stage. Last thing she ever wants to do is do all that kind of stuff, right? And I remember in my journal, literally, I journaled even back then, and I was writing out, Lord God, would you change her? Would you soften her heart towards this? Would you show her what she needs to do? For a year. And I remember for whatever reason, at the end of that year, I kind of was just looking back on my journals and realizing, literally, here's what I thought. Well, that didn't work. And I remember writing, Lord, would you help me love her? And all of a sudden, I remember going, she had started serving, unbeknownst to me, in the kindergarten area of our church. And I went and saw her back in her area. I had a little bit of time on a Sunday morning, and I went back and saw her in her area and saw she had organized all of these various teams that had been serving now in the preschool area and the kids area. And it kind of organized, these kids were just all, and I just kind of saw her in her element. And it made it very clear to me, I've been praying for a year that God would change her. And what God needed was for me to shut up long enough to listen to him to change me so that I could appreciate what he'd already given to me. I think some of you men, you're praying for the wrong thing. Like you're wanting, man, I want to make this happen. I'm in the stall and I'm tired of being in the stall. And what I want to do is I want to crank this thing up. And here's the deal. You're going to have something, but it's not going to be good. It's going to be dried out. It's not going to be what it needs to be. Instead, what you got to do is be faithful. And here's a big thing of it. Keep your mouth shut. Keep your mouth shut. Too often we get in the middle of that time frame and we're just whining and complaining the whole way, not knowing they're on the other verge of it, but God ain't going to give it to us until we shut our mouths long enough for us to be able to see, no, wait a second, this is what I'm doing. And I need you to just to wait in the midst of this. I'm telling you, Josh is this valiant warrior and he's given the most weird strategy ever. But that strategy, I think, is to show, wait a second, this is about me. Like I'm the one doing this thing. You got to wait well in the midst of this time.
Holy Spirit moment, real quick, just as I'm thinking, because there will be the desire, if you will, to complain or to talk to somebody. And I would say there's nothing wrong with it. You just got to make sure the person you're talking to is pointing you back to truth.
Sure.
And I would even say that Joshua had Moses, and he saw when Moses tried to speed stuff up, right? God said, speak to the rock, and Moses struck it. Like Joshua's seeing this. And Joshua's kind of seeing the ramifications of what happens when you try to strong arm it and do it your way. So it's even like, man, I got this weird request from God. I might not even agree with it, but I saw what happened with Moses, and I don't really want that to happen with me. So maybe I do just need to shut up and do what God's asking me to do because I've already had a master class in what not to do.
Men wait well. Wait well. That's what we're being told, okay? But here's what's crazy. Day 7 does come.
It does. Okay? Day 7 comes.
They march around 7 times. The priests blow the trumpets. Joshua tells the people to shout, and the walls fall down. No battering rams.
Just crazy.
No siege towers. No casualties from the assault. God just does it. And then here's what I wanted to see. The victory was always his to give because the marching that they did, it wasn't like they were like, hey, bro, I'm going to march like I never marched before. Like,
Oh boy.
It wasn't like the two players like, bro, today's the day.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't like that. You know what I mean? Like the walls fell because they marched around the right number of times. The walls fell because God said that they would. The marching was just them carrying out the obedience for God to be the one that gets the glory.
Yeah, say more about that, PC, because it's actually really good.
Well, I mean, it's playoff football right now. I'm kind of in the middle of watching that when we're recording this, and it's crazy. It's wild. The national championship just happened as well. Like literally milliseconds after the game, this guy who just had this intense game has to take off his helmet and gets a sideline reporter shoving the camera in his face and has to interview him, or the coach has to give some sort of thoughts, right? Yeah. And you immediately got to kind of come up with something. And so, you've got to imagine they've somewhat rehearsed it or whatever else, but I mean, they're coming off the intensity of the competition. Yeah. There's no way after what just happened, if a sideline reporter walked up in that moment, stuck a microphone in front of Joshua's face and was like, hey, dude, tell me what happened. Joshua's going to like, well, man, I just give it to the team. We marched. Today was just the day. We were all on. We marched in sync. We did it the best we possibly could. Yeah. Like, there's no way.
Tuba played his tail off.
Man. It was best he's ever played before. I've never heard him do that well, Man, the drum line, dude, they were nails today. They've struggled in practice, but they were nails. Yeah. No, there's no way. Instead, the only thing that you can say is, bro, there's no other way to explain it. God did this.
Yeah.
That God did this.
Man.
I think the crazy way in which he went about this was so that they could look back and the only explanation could be, look, it ain't me.
Yeah.
It ain't what we did. This is what God did. And I think at times God decides to move in a man's life in a crazy way.
Yeah.
In a weird way, in a way that seems unconventional, on a path that is not straight, on a road that seems to go out of the way as far as possible, and then leads you down some. And maybe some of you are in the middle of that journey, and I think he's doing that not to discipline you, not because he's mad at you, not because you've done something wrong, because he wants you to never forget that he is the one who gets the victory, he is the one who gets the credit, and he is the one that wants to work in your life. He's just trying to see if you're going to be patient enough in the middle of the waiting to actually see it and ultimately get to experience it.
Yeah, man, that's so good. And ultimately, that just probably moved Joshua to this deeper place of trust with God.
Oh, for sure.
Like, man, I did this really weird command and it worked. Like, okay, well, maybe I can trust him with some of the other stuff that he's asking me to do, maybe some of the other unconventional things that God's calling me to do. Maybe I can say yes to those things. To practically, PC, what does this look like for guys? The guy that's listening, like, all right, you got me.
Yeah.
I can wait better.
Yeah.
I can be more patient.
Yeah.
What does it look like then for us to remain faithful in the waiting then?
Yeah. Let me give you 3 things, okay? Number 1, keep showing up.
Okay.
Keep showing up. The Israelites didn't take a day off from marching because they were tired or they were discouraged. They did the next faithful thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what that looks like for you that are hearing me right now, but keep going and work with integrity even though that promotion isn't coming.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know where God's going to have you in 1 year, in 3 years, in 5 years, in your company, in your business, in your role. But I know where he has you today.
Yeah.
And so here's what God wants you to do. Get up, go to work, and do what you're supposed to do today.
It's really good. I heard Passion just had their conference, and I heard a quote that says, stop comparing your day 2 to somebody else's day 7.
That's so good.
Right? And so like, even guys that are listening, there are going to be some guys that are on their day 7.
Totally.
And they're like, the walls are coming down for them, and you're on day 2.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean day 7 isn't coming for you.
Right.
It just means that you should got 5 days, and they've already done their 5 days.
Yeah.
Right? And so just don't compare your day 1 to their day 6. Like, you just keep being, I think that's so... Just think that's so good. So, PC, what's number 2?
Well, let me backtrack. Give a few more examples of this. So, like, let me just mention this: your marriage struggling. Keep dating your wife.
Date your wife.
Yes, and keep dating your wife.
Yes.
And keep doing stuff. And if you're not seeing stuff, you didn't get here overnight. You're not going to get out of this overnight.
That's good.
So, giving. You give, continue to be faithful with the Lord when it comes to your battle with the flesh, with pornography, whatever it may be.
That's good.
You like your purity. You keep doing the right things. You keep building these building blocks. Put good days on top of each other, and it's what you're going to begin to see is that's what's going to allow the momentum to begin to carry and for God to be able to do it. Number 2, guard your mouth. Guard your mouth. Joshua told the people not to say a word for 6 days. I think there's some wisdom in that. You're right. It doesn't mean we can't ever bring this up to someone.
Yeah.
But you need someone who you can go and vent to that's going to look at you like this and say, are you done?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So shut up, turn back around, and go back to work.
Keep marching. Yeah.
Go.
Yep.
Because I think too often we just talk about our problems, dwell on our problems, make it so much worse, rehash it in our minds, have these conversations with ourselves about how it's all going to be, how bad it is. And we make something that is not reality into our reality. Why? Because we're just running our mouth, whether we're running our mouth in our own minds or whether we're running our mouth to other people. I can't tell you, let me say this, man. If you're out there running your mouth to an unbeliever, okay, another coworker,
man, that's good,
and you're griping just like they are on a constant basis, don't expect somehow for the God that you serve to have any impact whatsoever in that other person's life if it's obvious that it has no effect in yours. Oof. And half the time, we can be a great witness.
Man.
Of course, by being bold and sharing our faith. We talked about that last episode.
Yeah.
But a lot of times, we can have bold witness by just shutting our dang mouth.
Man, that's so good.
And just not complaining like everybody else.
It's so good.
Do not grumble or complain. Instead, don't let that bitterness begin to take root. So for some of us, look, I'm not saying you don't need to deal with it.
Yeah.
Go get help.
Yeah.
Go talk to a trusted advisor that's going to walk you through it. But don't just sit in the mud and just start slinging it at each other and then just expect somehow you're going to feel better. I've never felt good when I just get around a bunch of other guys and just start griping about stuff.
Yeah.
Right? If you got a bunch of buddies and all they're doing is griping about their wives, that's not the group of buddies you need to be hanging around.
Yeah,
okay.
Good.
If you're trying to pursue them for the cause of evangelism, that's one thing. Yeah. But if you're starting to talk like them, look like them, act like them, think like them, guess what? You're going to start being them.
Yeah. Call back. Everybody needs a coach.
Totally.
You know, and this is where coach is so valuable.
Yes.
Of course.
You don't just need somebody you pay to listen to you. You need a coach who's going to say, all right, go back to work.
It's so good.
Go back and do what you got to do. And I think it's something that you absolutely have to sit in, and you have to make sure to go back to remember the past. Verse 2: I have given Jericho into your hand. So we are not like. Let me give you the third thing. Remember the outcome. Like we are not a people. If you're a believer in Jesus and you're hearing this, and if you don't, last episode we gave you the opportunity to walk you through how to do that. If you're a believer, you're not fighting, for victory. You're fighting from it.
So good.
And that radically changes how I go about this. Meaning this, I may not be where I know I want to be right now, but it's not like somehow I'm not guaranteed that at some point, whether it, down the road or whether it's some other, God's got me where I am. It's not like He's forgotten me.
So good.
So instead, I've got to live out of that verse 2 mentality that says this: every battle's not going to go your way.
Yeah.
Okay. But the war is already won. And so because of that, I've got to have this mentality, this mindset that buys into, no. I can do this because I know ultimately the bigger picture here.
Yeah.
God, I know your ways are kind of sometimes, let's just call them messed up.
Yeah.
Weird. Doesn't seem to work. Not 100%. What I would have chosen.
100%.
But that doesn't change the fact that you've guaranteed the outcome. So I got to remember that outcome. It's already been decided. I'm going to be on the winning team, and that confidence begins to shape how it is that I wait.
Man, this has been a really good episode, and I know for me even personally, the last few months you've seen, or honestly the last year, it's kind of been a waiting season for me too, just kind of stepping into this worship pastor role and the whole deal. And so much of this has been true in my own life and just walking through this with some guys who have stepped into promotions and all that kind of jazz, but I also have a handful of guys that are still going through some stuff. PC, on a pastoral note, is there anything else that you just want to say, just kind of as we wrap this up, to the guy that's like, Chris, but there's a wall in front of me right now that's just, it feels like it is more than 12 feet thick and like it's never going to come down. And I have been walking, I feel like I'm on day 17 out of, what's supposed to be 7. Any words, PC?
Yeah. I mean, maybe it's your career, maybe it's your marriage, addiction, maybe it's finances, maybe it's your kids. One, it's not as big as you think it is. Okay. That may mean you're closer up to that wall looking higher up than it is. Your perspective is different. But I would also remind you of this: God always wins. We see it in the story. God always wins in His way. Yeah. God always wins in His time. Yeah. And God always wins for His glory. Your job isn't to knock the wall down, okay? Your job is to keep marching and keep trusting and keep working, even when you can't see God working. You got to trust. Man. The Waymaker song, that bridge, even when I don't see it, He's working. Even when I don't feel it, He's working. He'll never stop. He'll never stop working.
Man, it reminds me of they that wait on the Lord, right, shall renew their strength, mount up on wings, eagles and soar, walk, not grow weary, run and not faint. I mean, that's what happens when we wait in God's time and we trust the process. Man, this has been a really, really good episode. I know for a fact that there are other men that are not listening to this that need to listen to this podcast. And so, men, if you can think of a guy right now that's up against a wall, do us a favor, share this with them. If it hit home for you, I think I've said it the last few episodes. It has been so encouraging to just hear how this podcast is reaching people and how guys in high school and young adult world and retired and in their career are just finding life out of this. We are so appreciative of you guys, and we look forward to seeing you next time. In the meantime, trust the process, look to the Lord, and we'll see you soon. Thanks for listening to the Step Up Podcast. Do us a favor and like, subscribe, and share this episode to help us get the word out. We would love to hear from you. So please leave us a comment and even leave us a review wherever you listen to your podcast. For additional information or to reach out directly, please visit chriskouba.com. That's chriskouba.com. You can also follow Pastor Chris on social media and just search Chris Kouba. Kouba is Kouba. You can also follow United City Church on all socials at United City Church. That's going to be UNTD City Church. Thanks so much.